This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's number one show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing this evening? Got my man Tony Crow in the building. Take a couple of minutes and talk New York Knicks. Tony, what's poppin' with you, bro? How you feeling?
What's good, Sim? I'm doing good. Shout out to the chat. Ill Black is time.
Yeah, man. You know,
Got the news, so I'm happy.
Yeah. How you feel, man? Julius Randle, Tom Thibodeau, in an interview with NBA.com, says that Julius Randle is going to play some 5 this season. And I'll read it real quick, just so people can see it, for those who haven't. It was asked, how do you begin to replace Hartenstein? As we know, Isaiah Hartenstein has moved on. Right, the 7-footer who was so valuable stepping in for the injured Mitchell Robinson signed a free agent with the Oklahoma City Thunder in July. Tom Thibodeau said, we went through the last year. We started the season where Mitchell was the starter and he was off to a monster start. When he went out, Jericho Sims started initially, then he got hurt. Then Isaiah came in and did what he did. But when he got hurt, Precious came in along with Taj Gibson. So we rotated guys at that position the entire year. We'll probably do it by committee. We'll look at some different things because we have versatility. We could see Julius more at the 5. I don't want to do that for long stretches. It would take its toll. But to have him do it for 10 to 15 minutes, I think he can do it well. He also would create a lot of offensive advantages. So there it is. You know, there's been a lot of question during the offseason, you know, whether or not Tom Thibodeau will play Julius Randle at the 5. Well, he's put it out there that he's going to at least give it a try and see how he likes Julius Randle at the 5. For 10 to 15 minutes per game, which means, I mean, that's a significant amount of time. That's almost half his minutes if you're talking about 15, right? A little bit less than half of his minutes, so that's definitely significant time. We'll see if Julius Randle can create some mismatches out there on the offensive side, you know, play some small ball, play a little bit faster. It allows Tom Thibodeau to maximize his offensive players, you know, with having so many guards on the team. And, you know, he just added another guard to an Exhibit 10 deal in Landry Shamet. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Your thoughts, Tony?
Number one, I just like the fact that we got confirmation. Mm-hmm. So no longer is it speculation. All the naysayers out there who said Tibbs' reputation and Tibbs is not going to do this or that. It's already there. It's out the horse's mouth. So, yeah, now we could kind of talk about rotations, like, lineups, definitive. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. You can talk about what it looks
like. No more
like
speculation.
Yeah, because there's so many different small ball lineups that you can use. I'll say this. If you're playing small ball with Julius Randle, I think it's going to be really small because you got to have Josh Hart out there because he's such a great rebounder from that guard position, right? So I think you got to have Josh Hart there. Obviously, OG and Mikal Bridges got to be on the floor. So, I mean, the 5 that you're looking at that could be small in that instance, Jalen Brunson, because you're trying to maximize your offense. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle. Right? So you got 3, 6, 8 guys out there on the floor. Randle can rebound, really is a really good rebounder. Josh Hart is a really good rebounder. So you can rebound the ball. The floor is spread because every single one of those guys can hit a three. Right? And now you have a cumulative length, kind of, because, OG is 6'8", Mikal Bridges is 6'8" as well. 6'7", 6'8", whatever he is for real.
Talk about the wingspan.
You got the wingspan. You got the wingspan.
They all 7 foot. I don't know about Josh Hart, but OG, Mikal, and Randle, all 7 foot wingspans. So.
Yeah. So I mean, the rim protection might not be there, but you might be able to nullify that with the speed that you can play with that team. Josh Hart is a one-man fast break by himself anyway. You know what I mean? It'd be impossible to double team anybody on that line in that lineup because you have so many shooters, people that can actually knock down a shot. So there's definitely something, and there are multiple small ball lineups the Knicks can use. If you want some rim protection and play small, you can go with Precious, but Precious doesn't give you anything off the dribble. I think Precious kind of defeats the purpose of going small. Even though he's 6'8", he doesn't play like a, kind of defeats the purpose of going small. The purpose of going small would be so that, you got 5 ball handlers on the floor. You know what I mean? To nullify, to spread the floor. 5 ball handlers, 5 shooters, 5 guys that can initiate the fast break, that can go off the dribble, so on and so forth. Try to force a team to switch to what it is that you're doing. It could be, we'll see what it's going to look like. Let me get to this phone call here because this guy that's about to come on the line, ladies and gentlemen, I've never met anyone as knowledgeable as this guy about basketball. So I'm asking you to please pay attention because you can learn a lot. The most knowledgeable guy I've ever met. Sir, you're live.
Hey, what's going on, Sam? It's Big Bubba. I love the intro, man. Thank you. I'm glad you finally acknowledged it.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Feeling all right, man. I'm feeling all right. Shout out to Tony Blackest Time. Sam. You've been talking a little smack over the summer. I don't appreciate it a little bit. You're sending, you got videos, you're tagging me and stuff. You're saying stuff about Puma and basketball.
Puma? You said what?
We got to stop this, Sam. You're tagging me in videos, talking smack. I've been working, man, but I've been practicing. Want you to know that.
You've been practicing what?
I've been practicing basketball. Come on, man. Come on, Sam. You know what I'm talking about, man. I've been practicing my game, man. It's pretty good, man.
Tony, I don't know what to say to that.
Well, let me tell you, man. My kids, like, you know what, Brunson, you're pretty good. My kids say it.
Your kids? You have children?
My kids. Listen, your kids at my job, man.
I mean, you the one who said it. I don't know what you talk about.
My kids at my job, man. Those are my kids. They know. So I'm Papa Brunson, man. But you know what? The kids be like, you know what, Brunson? You're pretty good, man.
I don't believe you.
Pretty good.
I don't believe you.
Oh, hey, listen, my kids are many things. My kids are not like, well, I'm not gonna say they're not lying, but there's many things.
He playing them kids, and that's why he got all this confidence right now.
You do? Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, man, let me tell you something.
Playing against 12-year-olds.
Nice, man.
Playing against 12-year-olds. Anyway, Mr. Basketball, First of all, I never said anything about Puma. I said Skechers.
Yes, sorry. We don't do those no more. Skechers.
Right? I said I'm going to beat you in a pair of Skechers.
Okay,
Big Bubba, I will beat you.
Man,
I will beat you in a pair of Skechers.
I need you to hold that because let me tell you something. People marking calendars. I want you to circle the date. It's going to be me and Sim. What is this, part 4, Sim? Part 4?
Part 3.
Part 3. This is
I
part
beat
3.
I beat you so
It's
bad
a
that you
trilogy.
feel like you played me 4 times because I beat you so bad. But Isaiah, you do know.
I beat you 2 out of 3 times. Too much that.
Right, okay. I will beat you in a pair of Skechers with skates on the bottom.
No, see. Now this is disrespectful. Tony, you listen to this disrespect, Tony, you gonna let disrespect me like this, Tony?
What you think of the
Listen.
news, big brother?
Listen, I know I'm gonna beat Sim so bad. I'm gonna just wear one shoe. I need one shoe. That's all I need.
What do you think? What do you think of Julius Randle at the 5? Because you're sleepy, you're delirious. You need to get up and work with those kids tomorrow. The kids that are taking advantage of you. I won't go into that, but go ahead.
Oh my God. Anyways, well, we're gonna listen. We know we're gonna keep talking about my kids. My kids are good. My kids know what it is. But I will say this though, Sim. Talking about Julius Randle, I'm excited for it, man. I think that's gonna unlock a lot of this game. I'm gonna tell you what, Sim. This team right here, I want to say it's so bad. I don't really see a team that could beat us 7 games. I'm gonna say it like that. I don't think there's a team that could beat us 7 games. I do want to say, when it comes to Julius Randle at the 5, I think it unlocks a lot. It's a very, if you want to get real nasty with it, man, you're talking about you can play this a few different ways. If Marcus Morris stays with the team, I mean, you're talking about you could have 4 wings on the floor with Brunson and Randle, and you're having to me a great defensive switchable lineup where you can stretch the floor in all 5 positions. Or if you want to go a little smaller, you got a shooting. You could get pure shooting, which you with Dante, Brunson, all these. The possibilities are endless. I think this is real great. We've been doing the center thing by committee for years now. In my opinion, so it's not really changing anything. We just replaced Hartenstein with Randle, and so what's funny? What's funny? Something I want to say, man, about Hartenstein, and I love Hartenstein. I love him, but you could admit, even during the playoffs, right, against the Sixers, and D was cooking them. And D was cooking the dude. And he wouldn't. And then only time he wouldn't cook is when Mitchell came back in and was guarding him.
I mean, listen, you are talking about Joel Embiid, so, and nobody said that. But no one said that he was. No one said that he was the best defensive center in the world either. It was more about the way that he helped the offense to look different and be different.
No, of course.
But listen, he's not here. He's not here. We're talking about Julius Randle at the 5. No sense in talking about Hartenstein anymore.
Yeah. No,
come on,
but
flex your knowledge. Flex your knowledge, right? I gave you that introduction. Don't make me look stupid.
No, listen, I'm so smart it's going to come out slow. That's how smart I am. Come on now. That's how smart I am, Tim. Oh, my God. Here this guy goes, man. I haven't heard that in a while, man. But, see, you got to keep bringing it back. Oh,
man. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sam. I can't wait to beat you. I'm a beat your ass in basketball. I can't wait for this.
Can you stick to the topic?
I'm sorry, man. You just trigger me sometimes.
Can you please stick to the topic?
So to me, Red, I mean, I see them both ways, Sam. I see the switchable defense and a offense where we can stretch the floor. We're going to be quick, and we're going to rebound by committee because, I mean, at the end of the day, we still got great rebounders on this team. I think it's all positives, really. The only thing that's going to kill us is the size. And when you're talking about a handful of centers, you're talking about, Joker, Embiid.
Well,
really trying to think of
I guess the hope is that with with having a small ball lineup, you can force a team to have to go small with you.
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
And I think that we definitely can go small. I mean, we can force a team to go small because I think we're going to be way too quick. If you put Randle at the 5, you're way too quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got 5 guys that can bring the ball up the court. So we don't even have to worry about like the ball handler. The ball handler is going to be good. Space is going to be good. I mean, on both wings. I mean, on both on both corners, you're gonna have OG. You're gonna have Mikel, and then you got Dante. Like, come on, man. This is this. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of lineups. 10 to 15 minutes per game. That's kind of a lot of time. With Randle at the 5. But let's see how it goes. It also allows, the Knicks to just utilize lineups a little bit better, a little bit more. You don't have to, because you say, well, we're going to use Randle at the 5 some, so that means Precious, gets a little bit less minutes. People probably had him slotted in for 20 minutes. Now maybe he's only getting 10 minutes, 12 minutes, getting Obi numbers or something like that. You know what I mean? And Randall's out there, at the 5. Now you can switch those guards around. If you like you're saying, you can have Dante out there with Brunson and Bridges and OG. You can have Hart out there. You can have Deuce out there. So now it creates more time for Deuce. Right? You're not as worried. We had a lot of discussion about how does Deuce, Deuce battling for position, battling for time, because of other guards that have been brought in. But, this kind of nullifies it, because you're creating more minutes by playing Randle at the 5. You're creating more minutes for those guards. The Knicks have a lot of those guards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
A lot of guards.
We do have a lot of guards. And the thing, too, I just thought about something. The thing is, too, I think this helps Julius Randle last longer during the season, because now if you think about it, a lot of 4s now, they're not really 4s, they're more wings.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to chase wings around. I mean, now you got 4s playing the 5, aka Julius Randle, but I think this does a lot better for Julius Randle.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I think it does, because he's going to be banging with some guys that are bigger.
It's going to depend on who if teams adjust. Right, if they leave that big guy out there for the entire time, and they're able to, post Randle up, that'll put a toll on his body. But, if you're playing against a center, that plays perimeter, that's perimeter oriented, then it's a little bit different.
I just know it's crazy too. So I just don't see no center guarding Randle.
If OG's on the floor, I think. If OG's on the floor, I think he can guard the center and Randle guard the power forward on the defensive end.
Exactly.
To spare him in those situations.
Right.
If it's if it's a post up big, but if it's a stretch big, I think he's fine.
But you know what though, Tony? I wouldn't even want OG to do that, because I guess OG, we know he can guard the center. I need OG to be healthy and be on the best player to me at all time. Either him or Mikel. Him and Mikel are going to get the assignment of the best players. Because most time now the best players are usually wings. But I need those guys to be focused on their defensive assignments. I'd rather Julius Randle, because worst case, and this is just my opinion, I'll rather lose Randle than OG to injury. In my opinion, if worst case, if I had to pick and choose.
All right. Okay.
I don't want there to be no injuries, man. I'm just saying.
Okay. I don't know. Shh.
You're making me sound crazy, but I'm not crazy, man.
You forced me to do that.
Hey, man. I want this team to be healthy as possible.
Okay, so don't put it out in the atmosphere. Shut up.
I'm not trying.
My man Donald Cannon said, we need that series cooking in the kitchen again with me and you. The problem is he got some bad reviews on his food, y'all.
Oh my God! I didn't get no bad reviews on the food.
He got some bad reviews. Listen, he went through a whole evolution. It was cooking with Chef Zay, got some bad reviews. He started trying to make bookshelves. It broke.
Oh man, the bookshelf didn't break,
So he
man.
went to babysitting. Now he's babysitting.
I'm not. First of all, that's my job. But
Don't know what to tell
no,
you.
listen, man. You know, I'm just a man of many talents, man. I just,
Right.
I'm just a young,
Look,
a young Da Vinci.
you don't even know who you talk about. Go to sleep. What time you got to be up in the morning?
You don't even want to know, brother. I got to be up early, man.
All right. So how early?
I got to be to work at 6 o'clock in the
You got to
morning,
be to
man.
work at 6. It's 11 o'clock. What time you got to get up to get to work at 6?
I gotta get up at 5, but I go to the gym early, man. So I go to the gym early. So
So you get up at
who
what?
laughed? Who laughed?
So you get up. So what time you getting up?
I get up at 4 o'clock.
So why are you still awake?
Because we love MBK. We love MBK. That's what we do.
Guess what? He's not going to the gym tomorrow, and he's gonna be late to work, y'all. I'm gonna let you
What's
go
wrong with you, man?
so you can go to sleep.
I'm gonna pray for them kids.
I'm about to go.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't got to pray for them kids, man. First of all, I'm protecting everybody from these kids who steal everybody's cars. But hey, listen, man. We're gonna first of all, I want to say, it's good to hear from you, Sim. Good to hear from you, Tony.
It's good to hear from you.
Listen, we're gonna have a great season. I'm super excited. We got some great content coming out, people. You know what? I might be cooking, man. I might be cooking in Me and Sim Part 3. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a movie.
Oh, you about to get you about to get cooked.
I ain't getting cooked.
You about to get cooked.
I ain't never lost.
And some Skechers. That's gonna be
I ain't never lost.
okay. You about to lose that day.
Let's make it a commercial.
Hey, listen,
Peace, Big Bubba. I'm kicking you off.
I see you later.
Kicking you off. You out of here. Peace. Oh man. Yeah, but the lineups that the Knicks can have is gonna be crazy, I think. I mean, just the amount of lineups that Tom Thibodeau will be able to use. Tom Thibodeau's gonna fall into
what he loves.
What he loves and have
something he found that he loves.
Yeah, he's just not gonna throw him out there willy nilly. He's gonna fall into some things that a rotation that he really likes, and then start clicking. But I'm looking forward to seeing it and what it can do, because it's gonna offer a big switch up.
How much do you think he'll figure out in training camp, as opposed to how much he has to figure out again during the that early portion of the season?
Yeah, I think
how much of a head start you think he gets in training camp?
I think notoriously Tom Thibodeau plays his guys. He plays the other guys, but he plays his guys in training camp, and I think he's going to play his guys a lot more in training camp this year, to be honest with you. In the preseason, I think those guys are going to play some minutes. You know what I mean? Work out Randle at the 5, get your rotation down. I mean, who's in your lineup and the players you're going to use. You got some new guys. You got to figure out your rotations. What's the point in having these guys that's not going to play out there on the floor? You know who's on your team. You know what I mean? You know from practice who's going to get cut, who's not going to get cut. In my mind, use the preseason to get your rotations right. And know what rotations you need.
I never understood the philosophy to rev it up and then the last game have, the act like it's a real game.
Right.
I always looked at it as better to start like it's the real games from the beginning, and by the end you let those guys that's on the bubble or guys who maybe don't even have a chance, let them play then. You know what I mean? At that point, at the last game, maybe somebody gets that last spot or whatever the case, gets showcased for another team, whatever the case.
Right.
But I never understood it the other way around.
Me neither.
But
I agree with you. Get your rotations right. You know what I'm saying? Get the guys that are gonna play. Let them, get their win, get their legs under them. Those type of things. You know what I mean? Those other guys, they can battle. They can battle for those into the bench positions in practice. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let these other guys. We gotta let the guys that you know are gonna play get their legs under them. So your first game, what do you got? 3, 4 preseason games? 4 preseason
Yeah, I
games?
think 4.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want the first 2 weeks of the season to be extended preseason. You know what I mean? Call you live, man. What's popping with you?
Yo, Sim, Tony, it's JJ from Brooklyn. How y'all doing, man?
What's good,
poppin'?
bro?
Peace, family.
What up? What's
I'm
going
good,
on, man?
It's
Yeah, I
been a
just
long
real
time.
quick on the
Glad to hear
Randle
from
at the
you.
5.
Yeah.
This is something I really want to see badly. Just because, like, I mean, just what center out there is going to be able to defend Randle at the 5?
Right.
I don't see it. It's a matchup nightmare. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Like, just he's going to be quicker. He could space. I know he's not like a great 3-point shooter besides that one season, but he could space the floor. I mean, he's going to be way quicker than 95% of the other centers. I don't see the issue with it. I think Knicks fans some of them are stuck in the 90s. It's a different league.
Mm-hmm.
How many centers are out there that are beating you up?
Right.
You know, there's only a few probably.
Right.
A lot of these centers,
Only
you know,
couple.
they're skinny, they're playing outside, they're not really banging down low.
Right.
So I don't see a problem with it. I actually really want to see it badly.
Yeah.
Just having all threats on the floor.
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean,
offensive
that's gonna be
threats on the
tough.
floor. All offensive threats on the floor.
Exactly.
I mean, the Knicks have so many offensive threats. If they utilize their offense right, you know, they could be the best offense in the league.
Oh, I agree.
Because they have so many offensive threats. They have shooting. They have Randle that can go inside. They got penetration from Brunson. I mean, they got everything that you need. They got guys that can run the fast break. You know what I'm saying? They got everything that you need to be a high octane offense. I feel.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Randle at the 5 is something that excites me, honestly. Like,
yeah,
I just think it's a nightmare for other centers.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see it. I'm definitely excited to see it.
Like, I can't be out there just worrying about, if he gets hurt, if Randle gets hurt at the 5, if OG gets hurt at the 4. My thing is, like, if you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sweat, like, someone maybe playing maybe a position there a couple inches small for. I mean, you know, OG did it versus Embiid. He didn't get hurt. He got hurt on the freak play with his hamstring.
Yeah.
Like, he was just running and nobody was near him. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't worry. If you're out there, you're out there. I'm not going to worry, you know, is he going to get hurt?
Right.
If it happens, it happens. That's kind of my...
Let me ask you this, because we talk a lot about how other teams won't be able to guard Randle. What if they go zone?
Right.
What if they go zone? Now, if they go zone, now you nullify that one-on-one that Randle will have against the opposing center. Now you really got to rely on getting up the court fast, like in fast break style, getting the ball out. The other team scores, get the ball out, get up the court, and beat the zone up the court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And try to get some early offense. You'll have guys on the floor that can do that. But if it slows down to a half-court pace and you're facing a zone, you know, hopefully we have enough shooting on the floor to be able to...
I think we'll have the shooting. We got shooters, man.
You know?
I mean, isn't the zone... I think we're more suited for the zone against the zone that way than with a big with Mitch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, we definitely are, but we've got to be able to knock down those shots when they're open in the zone. I mean, we should have the players to do it. We should have the players.
I guess the only other thing though, if we played against the zone with Mitch, he was even more of an offensive rebound threat, where maybe we're losing that. So to your credit, to your point, we gotta hit them shots.
We gotta hit them shots, right? You know what I'm saying? And that, but that would be the theory, is that we have better shooting and more scoring to be able to attack that zone, because we got 4 guys that can spread on the perimeter to knock down those shots, and then 1 guy that can, be inside, playing inside, and be able to, Randle can knock down a mid-range jump shot. He can penetrate from the elbow in that zone area, and he can pass. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
theory
Yeah.
says that we should be able to break the zone easy as long as we're
Exactly.
hitting shots.
Agreed with both of you 100%.
Yeah.
And even off the bench, we got shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, Dante and McBride. I mean, those are two really good 3-point shooters. Hard. I mean, streaky, but he can knock down a wide open three.
Yeah.
He did it in the biggest spot. In Philly.
Right.
You all know that big three. So yeah, like you guys said, we got the shooting to. If the team wants to play zone, we got the shooters that should be able to break it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we should be.
Yeah, so again, Rams up to 5. It's something I don't see issue with. Something I definitely want to see. Just thinking of all offensive threats on the floor, something that definitely gets me excited.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
JJ,
So
I
that's
appreciate
pretty
you,
much
man.
all I got, man. Y'all
doubt.
take care. All right.
I
Appreciate
take care.
it, man.
Appreciate it.
All right,
Appreciate it.
fellas.
Peace.
So, you remember how we was like one of the worst shooting teams, and we were still like in the top 10 offensively because of our offensive rebound, because of the amount of possessions we were able to get, even though we didn't shoot well. Do you think offensive rebounding is still going to be a staple of ours, or is it that we got that much better? Because that obviously was the intent for these past 2 years. Like, we got to add shooting. We obviously been doing that. But how much do you think it offsets? Because obviously we're losing some offensive rebound, or a lot, whatever. With Hartenstein gone, you assume if Mitch returning, that should balance itself out, because they really didn't play much together because Mitch was out. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I think the OG Randle, they're gonna have to kind of focus on that still, right?
Gonna have to. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll say this: the rebounding numbers could be down, not because we're not a good rebounding team, but because our field goal percentage is better, right? Especially if we're playing in that small ball lineup and we're able to fast break up the floor. We're able to, we got shooters out there on the floor. Our field goal percentage should be better. So our offensive rebounding numbers might go down, right? So in that case, I think you have to look at the
focus should be on defensive rebounds.
Definitely defensive rebounds, but if we're talking about the offensive rebounding and how well we're actually doing it, I think you have to look at the rebounding rate,
the percentage,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not how many we actually grab per game, if our shooting is better, but the rate.
Yeah, 35% of missed shots,
exactly.
offensive rebound,
right? Something like that. We have to look at it that way, to figure it out. You know what I mean?
And I think that would be low for us.
Yeah.
So we was almost 40
right
% of our missed shots, offensive rebounds.
So I got my man Trey from Maryland. What's poppin', Trey? How you feeling?
Hey, Sim, I'm feeling good, man. What's going on, man? Long time no speak.
Yeah,
What's
long time, man. It's been an adventurous summer for me, doing a lot of things. You know what I mean? I had to take care of myself, take care of family, all that kind of stuff. But we back in the saddle.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up, man. Tony, man, salute to you, homie. Been a long time, man.
Peace, family.
Hoping to catch up with you guys soon, man.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, this is Trey from Barbershop Sports Talk, man. Make sure you check it out on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that plug. I just turned on. I just saw you guys were live, and I see the topic talking about Tibbs saying that Julius will play the 5 in some situations. I actually had this thought maybe several months ago, right after the Bridges trade. And I said to myself, there's going to be some points where I think he should play the 5. Now, the points in the game I'm talking about is, finishing the game. Like, I think Julius Randle should be able to play some five towards the end of games, in clutch moments, down when the game wanes down to the wire, things like that. So if you ask me, I think it's a really good idea. I think obviously you want either Hart or DiVincenzo on the floor in those moments, thus putting him to the five. And I think it could work out. We'll obviously, like Coach said, we'll just have to experiment with it and see how it shakes out early on. But
Right.
I would imagine if you want, especially one of those two guys, Hart or DiVincenzo, to finish on the floor with Brunson and Bridges and possibly OG, that Julius, he could play the five in those situations.
Right. I think when we talk about down the stretch in the fourth, I think Tom Thibodeau is going to kind of play that by ear. Like if the Knicks have been going small all game and it's really been working, the other team's having a hard time dealing with it, and we're not worried about them getting to the rim, the opposing team, then I think you will see it. But if they've been getting to the rim, then I think you see Mitchell Robinson out there. Julius is going to be on the floor, but you probably don't see the small
Right.
ball. So I think it's going to depend on, you know what I mean,
Matchups.
your matchups and what's going on in the game.
And if we're up or down, because even I mean, unless you're saying, because to me I feel like if Mitchell Robinson's not on the floor, it's a small ball lineup no matter what. Like that's the way I look at it. So
Okay.
and Mitch is my guy, but he is a liability just in the fact that he can't hit free throws. You know what I mean? Like that. If he could turn that around, then I think he's less of a liability down the stretch. And that might be one of the reasons why we see the small ball lineup down the stretch, because you know what I mean. If we're down and we got to hit free throws, and to your point, Sim, if it's not affecting us at the rim, then yeah, we're gonna see it.
Yeah.
But we might see the subs in and out with Mitchell Robinson off his defense.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You can definitely see that.
Hey, good stuff, guys. Appreciate your time, man. I just got to get going here, but I just caught you guys live. I thought I'd, check in a bit, and definitely looking forward to the season. Looking forward to, getting back on with you guys, and good stuff, good show.
Appreciate you, Trey.
Yep.
All right, peace. That was Trey from Barbershop Sports Talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Remember, we did see that Hacker Robinson. But shout out to him. He hit them two big ones in the playoffs.
Yeah. No doubt. Do you think if this goes well, do the Knicks just say, you know what, we're not even gonna look for another center. We're not gonna look for a backup center if this goes well. Or do they still look for a backup center and know that they have this small ball lineup that they've used that they can go to?
I think what they'll do is there'll be less desperation. So I think they may still look for a backup center, but they may look at certain people as untouchable and certain people as expendable. So they may look at the price range, you know what I mean? And if it's a guy that is not necessarily heavily in the rotation and they can make it work that way, they may do it that way. You know what I mean? But if we're winning, I don't think they really you know what I mean? They're not as urgent to do it. So maybe now we might do it, but we're not including Deuce. Or we might do it, but we're not including, you know what I mean? Under different parameters, they may look for it.
Right.
It may shorten the list of people they could go get, but it's going to be less of a priority.
Yeah. Knicks 100 said, is small ball beating the Pacers?
I think so.
I think so too. I think small ball can beat them. I mean, who's there? The Miles? Right?
Yeah, Miles Turner. They got a 7-footer who did, you know what I mean? He shined a little in the playoffs, but he ain't a he's an activity guy. You know what I mean? Activity guy at 7 foot. But I feel like the biggest threat for us against where small ball might not be viable is Philly against Embiid. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I say might because we seen OG do a good job. I don't want OG on him obviously for you know what I mean his the entire game, but you know what I mean. So I think we do need Mitch there or another big if possible. If you know what I mean, if we pick one up, but other than that, it's really Embiid and Joker. You know what I mean in the West.
Right.
So the regular season games, how we play against them pre-trade deadline, I think those are going to be determining factors as well. You know what I mean? If we play them well, match up well in those regular season games, and we're winning, we're in a top 2 seed in the East, it becomes less of a priority to kind of shake things up to go bring in a big.
Yeah. And I agree with Andre Bryan. He said Pacers style of play would work great for the Knicks small ball. I agree. Right, because they try to play, fast up tempo type of game, not really relying on a post up. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. 100%. Yeah, excited to see it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely excited to see it. I think that we'll get some glimpses of it in practice, as they start training camp on, the beginning of October. October 1st, training camp begins. September 30th is media day. October 1st is training camp. And we'll probably get a chance to see it. We'll see some clips come out. I'm pretty positive of that. Mook is back in a Knicks uniform. Landry Shamet is in a Knicks uniform now. At least they both have Exhibit 10 deals. With the signing of these guys, it kind of reminds me.
Exhibit 9.
Exhibit 9. Exhibit 9 deals. 9, 10. Exhibit 9 deals. Training camp deals. The way that they, signing veterans, the way that they have playing small, the way that they are going to have to play this year, it reminds me of 2012. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 2012 was a season where they shot a lot of threes because they had 3-point shooters, right? They had a guy running the offense and Jason Kidd that, one of the best brains in basketball. I don't know if we have that portion of it, but then we signed guys like Rasheed Wallace, right? Veterans that Melo respected, that Amari respected. You know what I'm saying?
Kurt Thomas.
And with the signing of Mook reminds me of that. All right, Landry adds to the 3-point shooting. You know what I mean? So, we got 3-point shooters, we got talented players, we got old vets. If they make the team, right? If Mook makes the team, I would like for Mook to make the team because I think the Knicks can use his toughness. Even if he's not playing mad minutes, I think the Knicks can use what he would bring as a locker room presence. You know what I'm saying? A guy who's going to, not afraid to get in Julius's face if we need it. You know what I'm saying? I think the Knicks could really use Marcus Morris on this basketball team.
And Randle already respect him
exactly.
I mean, from the previous stint.
Yep.
He took that lead. You know what I mean? When before Randle got the mantle, it was Mook.
It was Mook. You know what I'm saying? So I think he is a perfect fit for this basketball team. I don't know if Landry's gonna, make it or whatever, but I think Mook should be on his team. I really do. I think he should be on this basketball team. I really hope that he makes it. And I think Tom Thibodeau. I think him and Tom Thibodeau, I think that's a perfect mix. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would love to see Mook on his team. And I think he's just what Randle needs. The kind of veteran that Randle needs. You know what I mean? And Mook, he's had his moments with flashes of his temper and things like that. But he's been through that, so he can help Randle, I think, in that aspect. Jay Williams asks, can he still play? Listen, I think he's a veteran that knows how to play the basketball game, and if we need him, he can play some minutes. He's not going to give you 25 minutes a night. You know what I'm saying? But if we need him in a pinch,
listen, his most recent stint was in the playoffs with Cleveland last year when Donovan got hurt and he got significant minutes and played well.
Yep.
So he's more than capable,
right?
Especially in a pinch.
Yeah, he you know what I'm saying. But I think his leadership, his toughness, that mentality, I think is what the Knicks need, right? Tony Stark said, "What is Morris doing?" That's exactly what he's doing. He's bringing the toughness. He's bringing some locker room leadership. Someone who's all of the guys on the team is going to respect when he speaks. Because who do we have right now? What veteran, that kind of vet, do you have on the team right now? We don't. We don't have that kind of vet on the team. And I think those guys are important. You know what I'm saying? When you have those guys on the team that, can put players in their place, everyone respects them. You know what I'm saying? Tough guys. You know what I mean? I think that's what you need. I think you need. And
it's gonna stick up. Yeah, it's gonna stick up for the team.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
on the floor,
like Udonis Haslam is in Miami. You know what I mean? It's what you need. It's definitely what you need. Let me get you a phone call. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just want to bring up a couple things. First of all, one of the guys commented, Andre, is like hitting some points right on the head. But 64-year-old Knicks fan since '69, and I'm loving this team, guys. I mean, I can't believe what the front office has given us. This is a better team than the team we had in '73. When you look at the depth, really, it's
definitely some depth on this team.
I'm thinking Dante is going to be the second guard off the bench to take the ball when I think Tibbs' rotations are going to be pretty consistent with Randle and JB going out. And you're going to see Dante come in. He's not going to cut their minutes, man. He's going to play Hart and DiVincenzo 30 minutes a game. People thinking they're going to sit so he can play deuce or I don't. That ain't Tibbs. I wouldn't do it either. But, do you guys really think Dante is going to come Deuce is going to come in while Josh and Dante are sitting? Who would do that? There's a reason why he made $4 million and those guys make, 12 and 18.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, I think because Randle is going to play 10 to 15 minutes at the 5.
Absolutely.
I think
absolutely. That's how that happens, that those guys get to play 30. Because OG will slide into the 4.
Right. So that's how you can now get Deuce out there on the floor for more minutes and utilize his defense, his shooting, and all of that. So
and the defense is insane because then you bring Josh. It depends on what you need. If you need defense, you bring Josh in. Rebounding as well. If you need scoring, you bring in Dante. But he's definitely going to play the 5. That's the death lineup, what power forward is guarding Randle one-on-one? You guys all saw what he did to his friend Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, he destroys him every time they play. Nobody can guard Randle one-on-one.
No. It's crazy. A couple years ago.
I think he's the MVP candidate this year.
You think so? Okay. All right. We'll see.
Look, the guy's already very arguably the best power forward we ever had. I don't get the disrespect and hate, I really don't. He had nobody.
So much hate for Randle, but hopefully this year, especially with him playing at the 5, playing some minutes at the 5, he's gonna have a chance to have one of his best seasons with so much shooting around him.
Absolutely.
Playing at the 5, he's gonna have a chance to have one of his best seasons.
And you know what? His assists are gonna go up almost double, because as soon as the double team comes, you've got 40% 3-ball shooters on the floor, and OG and Dante and JB is going to be. You saw it last year in January. As soon as the second guy comes, he kicks it out to the corner to Dante or OG, and then when it's usually JB's guy comes to close out on the 3-point shooter, he's left wide open,
right,
where he loves it at like the elbow extended.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see Deuce playing in a lot of games this year. He's going back to his role from last year, which was like 10th dude.
I think with Randle playing at the 5, it opens up some minutes.
For Josh and Dante, it opens up minutes.
But for Deuce too,
because then you get to have Josh come in, and really, it's going to come down to the 240 minutes, man. And our starters, including Mitch, if he gets his 28, they're playing 150 plus minutes. Josh and Dante are going to play 30 minutes. That's
I mean, they're going to play a lot of minutes.
There's no minutes. I mean, we need Precious at the 5.
But see, I think
we don't need Deuce.
But see, I think if Randle is playing 10 to 15 minutes at the 5, Precious is gonna lose minutes. That's the guy that's gonna lose some minutes at.
Well, Precious is going in rotation getting 10 minutes, but he's only going to get 10 minutes.
We're not considering Deuce's minutes behind Brunson.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I said with Randle playing the 5, even because I agree with you. I think that opens up the minutes for both Dante and Hart to get 30 or get closer to 30. But Deuce's minutes 30 can still come behind Brunson.
Yeah, so Dante comes in on that first rotation where usually he'll sit both Josh and Julius, and then you bring in Dante at the point guard. Look, Miles is a 2-guard, really. He's a combo guard. Dante is arguably a combo guard. And look at the familiarity he has with the guys he's going to be playing with when he comes in. You got McHale's going to be out there, and yeah, and that depth lineup with Julius is really playing like point center, and that allows JB to come off screens and shit. Mm-hmm. He's going to play that center role like Joker plays it. He's not going to be playing it like a stiff or anything. No,
it's going to be nice to see what the Knicks can do. I'm telling you, the Knicks are going to have a chance to have one of the best offenses in the league this year.
Look, how can you say the offense is going to get us 5 or 6 more points a game? I mean, Mikal Bridges, man. I mean, I can't fucking believe we got this guy. It's almost like when we got Earl Monroe back in the day. It's like, are you kidding me? This ain't fair. How'd they let that happen?
Hey, this is what we do. But my man, I appreciate your time.
Hey, get back to talking Knicks, and we'll see what happens. Deuce is the 10th dude, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Old school.
Man. I don't know. But back to Mook, though. I think Mook is perfect for this team. What do you think about Shamet, however you say it?
As more shooting, can't never get enough of shooting. I think I kind of talked about him on my show on Monday. I think it was Monday. I think he has the least shot of making the squad.
Right.
Even behind Okiki.
Yeah.
And mainly because he has a definitive skill set, but he has the least versatility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you talk about Okiki, you talk about Morris, guys that can play multiple positions and fill in in different roles if need be. Break glass in case of emergency. That's going to be any one of their guys' roles if they make the team.
Right.
But they check more boxes. As far as playing different positions, doing more things. You know what I mean? And we're the deepest at the guard, right? At the guard spot, the two guard in particular, if you will. So, he's the longest shot to me to be even useful, needed.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think they're doing the right thing by trying to fill out the bench with vets.
And I like the idea that, guys, he had options. You know what I mean? He had guaranteed contracts on the table, and he chose to take a non-guaranteed, let me try to make the team deal. That says something about where we are as a culture, as an organization.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It's definitely going to be interesting. But I like what the Knicks are doing with, filling it out with vets. Like I said, in 2012, Knicks did the same thing, right? We only got to the second round, so we got to get past that. But I think the philosophy is right. Fill out the team with vets. Young players. You know what I'm saying? They can earn their stripes in the G League or whatever, but the Knicks trying to win a championship.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The Knicks are trying to win a championship. You need vets to do it. You need guys who's been there. And that's what the G League is for. You can hold 17. So, you can have two of your young guys that you really like, that can come up a little bit, go down to the G League, whatever it is. Utilize the G League the way you're supposed to use it, but get the vets on the team so you got that leadership in the locker room. Guys that know how to win basketball games, guys that know how to grind it out. You know what I mean? When people get hurt, you got enough players that you can plug in. You know what I'm saying? I seen someone in the chat say something about if we had Mook in the playoffs, we beat Indiana. I agree. I think we do. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't give you everything that Randle can, but he would have been able to give you a little bit more of an inside presence than we had. And I think just that little bit of inside presence could have got us over the top. We were up 3-1.
Inside and outside presence.
Inside and outside.
I mean, he's a career 37%.
Yeah,
3-point shooter.
And just having his body out there, you know what I mean? So I think, the Knicks are souping up to try to win a championship. They're souping up to try to win a championship, and I love what we're doing.
Let me ask you, son. Is one spot for those three guys? Who do you think makes the team? And then also the option of who's the guy Diop Diop the guy who came with Bridges. There's an option, I mean, I haven't heard no content creators talk about him. I still haven't, done extensive research, as I know he's played for Tibbs already. I know that, I mean, I know he played in Phoenix with Mikal as well, I think. But there's an option of him, being waived and two of these guys staying. But what are your thoughts on that? Like, if it's only one, or if they could beat out somebody with a guarantee right now.
Right. If it's only one, I think it's Mook.
I agree.
I think it's Mook. The Knicks have mad guards on the team, guards that can shoot. And I think you need a guy that brings what Mook brings more than right now we need what Shamet brings. You know what I mean? So I think it would be Mook if it's just one. If somebody like Diop gets waived, then maybe you're going with, a 6'8" guy and a guard. So I don't know. I don't know. Like Okiki, is a younger guy.
I like him.
It's tough. It's definitely a tough decision because he's a young guy that you can have coming up the pike, where Mook is going to bring you things that can help you. Doesn't guarantee that you're going to win anything, but can help you win now. As far as the leadership, something that this team is really missing, in my opinion. Not that we're missing leadership, but just missing that veteran presence.
The reason I think you're right, even though on my show I said if it's two, it's probably the two wings. It's probably Okiki and Mook. But the reason I kind of changed my mind is he is a younger guy who's going to be on a back end of the totem pole, and they have younger guys under contract in Diop, that Dadier, under contract. Right. You know what I mean? So they have a guy already in his mold under contract that they could build and bring along slowly. So
and he was a first round pick.
Yeah. So why not go with two vets at that back end of the rotation and they both fill, potential needs that, you could always use more shooting. Yeah. So I do agree with that.
Right. Jay Williams said, "Will Mook mind not playing at times? He signed a training camp deal. He knows where he is in his career right now. I'm pretty positive of that. He knows where he is. So yes, I think he'll be fine not playing and just be there when he's called upon. I don't think he'll have a problem with it. I think he understands where he is in his career. You know what I mean?
I did read somewhere where they said it might have been Tommy Bear. I think it was him, so I'm give him the credit. But he said the reason they didn't sign these guys sooner is because you have to have 14 guys on your roster before you could give out an Exhibit 9 or 10 deal. Mm. So until we had the 14 guaranteed contracts, we couldn't give out those Exhibition 9 deals. I don't know what that means. Like if it means they had interest prior to, or they don't have much interest. I don't know how to take it, but
we'll see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get up out of here for the night. I thank you for your time. And man, it's starting to drag. I'm on training camp to get here. It's starting to drag along, whatnot. But Tony, anything you want to say before we get out?
Nah, man. Appreciate you. Glad you, you know what I mean? You got on. Shout out to the chat. Replay gang. Your blackest time.
Yes, sir. We out of here. Peace.
This is NBK. Nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.